I thought today we could take a break from all the Christmas madness to look at the development of the season through the Middle Ages and when some of those elements that we might recognise as quintessential to Christmas first emerged. I've got a fire going, I've got a good supply of mince pies, a big pot of Stilton and an even bigger bottle of port. And I'm ready to make my full-bellied, bleary-eyed way through a medieval Christmas day. The first and most obvious matter to deal with is the name of this celebration. Christmas is a slightly shortened version of Christ's Mass. It appears in various forms through the medieval period, combining Christes from the Greek translation of the Hebrew word meaning Messiah or anointed, and the Latin Missa, the celebration of the Eucharist. Xmas is another further abbreviation of the word, which is often frowned upon and discouraged, and you can find online style guides that will say don't use Xmas, it's too informal. But it does appear in Middle English texts. What we recognise as the letter X is in fact the Greek letter chi, and it's used as an abbreviation of the Greek Christos, which begins with the letter chi. Anglo-Saxons referred to the period as midwinter and sometimes as nativity. Old English contains references to Yule, a word and a celebration that has Viking and Scandinavian heritage, which covered December and January and eventually became associated with Christmas. By the late 14th century, the old French word Noël, derived from the Latin natalis, meaning birth, was beginning to enter use in English too. So, whether it's Christmas, Xmas, Noel, the Nativity or Yule, the name you use for this period is derived from the Middle Ages. The next question is why Christmas is celebrated on the 25th of December. Nowhere in the Bible are we offered a date for the birth of Christ. The Gospels of Luke and Matthew describe Jesus being born in Bethlehem, but they don't provide a date for the moment. So how did the early church settle on the 25th of December? At the beginning of the 3rd century, Clement of Alexandria explained the prevailing uncertainty around Christ's date of birth. Some, he felt, had worked out the year as being the 28th year of Augustus, who ruled from 27 BCE, although Herod's death before the year 0 means that can't be correct. Clement added that some thought the actual date was the 20th of May, while others were suggesting the 20th or 21st of April, these dates being originally based on an Egyptian calendar. The first record of a Christmas celebration comes on the 25th of December in the year 336 in Rome. The reason that the date the 25th of December was settled on is both easy to understand and a source of future problems. After the implementation of the Julian calendar in 46 BCE, the winter solstice had been set at the 25th of December. Solstice derives from the Latin word solstitium, combining sun and stand still. Christ was already being associated with light, the sun, and an end to perpetual darkness, so layering his birthday over a moment in which Rome already celebrated the end of shortening days and what might be considered a rebirth of the sun just made sense. The use of the date was carefully designed to smooth Christianity's acceptance by the Roman Empire. Mithraism was a growing religion in the late 3rd century and focused on the idea of the unconquered sun. By absorbing this date as a focus for its celebrations, Christianity avoided setting aside the festivals of its rivals while associating Christ with renewal and the arrival of light. The effort to meld existing celebrations into Christianity followed a very Roman tradition of incorporating rather than destroying the important dates and celebrations of conquered regions and peoples, and it's symptomatic of Christianity's birth within the Roman Empire.